Hi, Scritty here. Today we're going to have a quick look at what some people sort of wrongly call offline SEO, bricks and mortar SEO. It's search engine optimization, but it's probably the sort of thing that you're doing with a client you actually know from your area. It's a real bricks and mortar business behind it that they're promoting. And I'm going to have a look at two. Now, I can't show you the top. I don't want to reveal these sites in any detail, but I'm going to show you one site that looks very professional but is very, very hard to rank, and one site that's just basically done on a WordPress theme, which is very, very easy to rank. And this is the one we're going to look at first. This is the WordPress theme site, and this is for a plumber in the area of Bromsgrove, which is a town in Worcestershire in the UK. Now, this site ranks incredibly easy. It's currently about number 7 on page 1 for the main key phrases. And one of the main key phrases you're after is something that they call location vocation. So it's the business type and the area that you're looking to promote it in. So plumber, Washington, builder, London. Well, London's a bit big, you probably want to go down to that. Builder in Surrey or whatever it may be. Florist in Dallas, whatever your particular situation is. So it's the location and then the vocation, because that's what people will actually likely to type in. They may add a buying imperative to that, so it may be cheap plumber, reliable is another one, various things like that, discounted, a 24-hour, something like that in certain cases, but they're all based around the central riff of location vocation. I'm going to show you two sites anyway. Here's the first one that is incredibly easy to rank. Now, I can't take it up much further than this because above this there's the contact details. I don't really want to reveal who the plumber is and this site and whatnot, but what you can see here is it's full, and it scrolls down further, it's just full of snippets. It goes further and there's other pages below this of content, 300-400 word snippets of content that are added regularly. And this is something for the search engines to key onto. It has outbound links to, if you look down at the bottom here, I can't move the mouse away from it, but if you just look down the bottom left, it's actually the local newspaper, the Bromsgrove Advertiser. So it's got co-citation. It's linking to local authority sites and the relevant content. This one is about floods caused by river blockage, quite pertinent to plumbing. Here's one in Bromsgrove, and this one goes to fact sheet about disabled toilets in Bromsgrove, again another plumbing related situation, and this is working very easily. This is where some of the easier, simpler tools to use can actually rank a site pretty well. Things like GSA Search Engine Ranker might be able to rank a local site, if it's optimized like this with on-site SEO that's full of content, reasonably well given time, without the need for complex tiered linking structures. Because your competition is relatively small, I'm only dealing with one town in Worcester, and Worcestershire, and that town has only, I think it's about 55,000 residents and about 60 plumbers, of which only about 15 to 20 have a presence in the internet that's worthwhile even talking about. The main competition tends to be directories like Yell and people like that who tend to be quite high up, and 123.com. But you can get onto page 1 relatively quickly with this sort of thing, and some very light linking. Now I'm going to contrast that to another site. This is another ex-client of mine. Again, I can't show the URL, and this is what I call a brochure site. It's full of pictures and very little else. I won't go down too far. And the pictures all have very similar, and when I started doing this site, the picture was recorded img1.jpg, img2.jpg. There's very, very little description underneath, and the description is very similar. Angel wings earrings in gold, angel wings earrings in silver, gold color earrings, silver earrings. It's almost, there's very little content, and if you want to promote for the word earrings, and you'll see there's 6 words and there's earrings once there, 6 words with earrings there, 6 words with earrings there, 6 words with earrings. So you've got a keyword percentage of somewhere approaching 70 to 18% keyword spamming, whereas we know anything of about 2% is bad. And this is what I call a brochure site, and this was probably a lot more expensive to initially build. Again, it's a relatively local niche. These people will promote outwards, but it's UK definitely, and Midlands, West Midlands more specifically. So it's not an international site in scope at all, although it probably would like to get a national recognition. It would be happy with a relatively local one, regional at least. But it's going to really struggle, even in a marketplace when there are only about 20 or 30 other serious competitors. This site was an absolute bitch to rank because it is a brochure site. I could go to the other bits and bob pages on here, and they're all the same. Every one of these hair bubbles, garland headbands, they're just pictures with the same description. There aren't alt tags. The other issue I had with this one was I didn't build this site. It was built by somebody, by a third party, who for the first year and a half wouldn't give me access to the back office, and didn't even do the basics such as have a sitemap. He had well, not a HTML sitemap anyway, not one you could register with Google with. And as you know, although you can put in other various sitemaps, you can write a little bit of code. Google hooks into certain ones particularly well, and you need XHTML1 if you want to register properly with Google and for it to understand your site through Webmaster Tools, and they wouldn't put it on. The metadata and the was spamming the same keywords over and over again, just as the descriptions are. Very hard, but this site cost many thousands of pounds to build. The photography alone costs hundreds and hundreds of pounds to get done, and the site cost somewhere between £5,000 and £10,000. If you're from the US, that's between $7,500 and $15,000. There are a lot of pages like this, but it's an absolute pain in the backside to rank, because this site was ranking about number 4 on page 1 within a week and has never really moved. So that's the situation as far as local, what they call offline SEO, which is a stupid name. It's not offline at all. Your clients are offline, but the sites are still definitely online. You can probably meet your clients face to face. But so how can you mitigate this? How can you get this client here to understand the need for content, the need for good tagging, the need not to spam keywords? How can you rearrange the site to make it more SEO friendly? Why doesn't Google understand the difference between a brochure site, which is what this is, and an info site, which is what this is? It doesn't seem to understand it at all. If you're in a competitive market, you're really going to struggle with a brochure site. People will copy this sort of site on the mistaken idea that it will rank because it's full of pretty pictures and it's quite a complex site to build. It has Flash, it has slideshows and things on various pages as well, which I could go to. It's got filter by price and things, and this will shrink down if I move that, but it might show the client's name, which I don't want to do. It's got a busy background, which I don't like. But this is the sort of site where when you hand over your business card to another client, this is just instead of handing them a paper brochure which may have cost £1 or £2 to print. That's where its value is. Its value as a website that is SEO capable, that is you can actually promote effectively online, is very limited indeed, because it's just not the sort of thing that Google likes. So what can you do if you've got a client that gives you this sort of site? It's pre-built, they've spent many thousands on it. What can you do to improve it? How can you push it along? So if you pop to the posts, which will be linked to underneath here, I'll give a list of 5 things how you should approach a client with this sort of site, which many will have if you're in the SEO business. How you should approach it, what questions you should ask, what you should ask for, and what sort of linking you should do that will eventually, hopefully, lead a site like this to link. Fingers crossed. Okay, Scritty at demondemon.com, signing off.